Am I still doing the visuals?
If you want, since you've been in live stream hell and I
Mhm.
have two screens now, I could do both. We
Um,
could try that.
yeah, okay. Will you be able to do the timer? Oh yeah, you have two
Yeah.
screens.
hmm Now, buddy, I know this is your spot, but I really don't have room for you today. I'll try to make room. Hold on. Cat priorities.
Mhm.
We found an understanding that if I make room for him on top of my closed laptop with a paper towel, then he is okay with not clawing my lap. But if it's covered, then he needs to be in my lap. So we have come to this compromise.
It's funny because you're like reaching around in this really old room.
It's from Downton Abbey.
Oh, it
It's my
is.
favorite room in Downton Abbey, drawing room. I love it so much.
It's funny.
Um, okay, so let me pull up the thingamajigs. Mhm. Now I'm gonna have Obladi stuck in my head. Thank you for that.
You have a what?
I'm gonna have Obladi stuck in my head now.
Oh la dee. Oh la la. That's a good one.
Where's the... Oh, it's not on the facilitators, is it? Segment visuals right there. And there's the beautiful video. All right, gonna pop you
Curious
out.
about how your experience with the video goes.
Yeah, this is my first time presenting since we've got the video.
Yeah.
Can I pop this guy out, or do I need to have him embiggened from the main tab? Let's see. I do
I
not
don't
want to
know
go
if
to
you
the
can pop it
original.
out.
Okay, well, then I'm just gonna do a tab here. Only thing is, if I'm doing this, you'll need to be mindful of comments on the stream because
Okay,
I
you
won't have the space for it.
can do that.
Awesome. Okay, and there's this. No, 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 no. Okay, that, and then let me pull up my timer
Oh,
and bring it up. Um,
hmm.
say hottie with an I.
What'd you say?
The the picture. Um, hold on, let me share my screen.
So you're watching Downton Abbey?
I'm obsessed with it. It makes sense because it takes place in a similar time period as
The
the
year you were
books that
born?
I've ha 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 ha, ha. The books that I've been reading. And I only just realized that it says on my one of my books, if you love Downton Abbey, you'll love this. And I do love the book. So I'm like, maybe I'll love Downton Abbey. And I do. Dude, oh my God, I love it so much. So I've gotten
No,
my
you were
mother
one of those
into it.
people.
Yeah, it's very, yeah. I just want to be in that drawing room at all times, which is why I'm like, it has to be my background. So I've been using it for
Wow.
work.
Did you watch
Where?
Outlander?
Is that similar vibe?
Mm,
I wouldn't have assumed it by the
I
name.
don't think so. No, it's not. But it's like, I don't know. There are elements that are from like really old times.
I do love a historical thing. Also, I just noticed that the chime you use at the end sounds like a meditation bell in temple.
Yeah,
I
a
love
few of
that.
them. I use different chime bell. Oh yeah, you haven't heard any of the sound yet.
No, I haven't because it
They're all
doesn't.
different bells.
Oh, the one
Yeah.
that I just went to test had the I'm like, oh, it's like when I'm at temple.
They're all similar in that little chime bell.
I love that.
Some are a little longer than others.
Okay.
Look at
Well,
how my
I'm gonna
hair
tr
looks so awesome.
it does. It usually does. Okay, so I'm gonna try a thing with my aw, so sweet. I'm still not sharing my screen. I just realized
No, you're
that.
not.
Okay. There it is.
Do you want to bring back coffee? Yeah, probably a while. Okay.
Alrighty. So there's that. And do you have the
Oh, click
video
to
pulled up by
enter. I just can't
chance?
see your screen. It just says,
Do you have to maybe approve it?
oh,
Or
there it
is
is.
just load?
Look at that
You need
baby.
to get the heck out of here. Thank you.
Hell yeah. That looks awesome.
All right. And then
The only thing is with you using the timer is that if it doesn't sync up exactly with the,
yeah,
so
that's
if you
true.
already press play, it's a minute in. So you have to pause it. I didn't tell you
Mm-hmm.
how much time is between each thing. There's probably like 5 to 15 seconds between each thing. So once you
Mm-hmm.
hear the bell, you have to pause it.
Got it. Okay. Whoops.
So I
We're
would go
missing a
back
button.
to the
How
very
far?
beginning and
Oh, the
just
very
push
beginning.
play.
Okay.
And then,
Does this say? Oh no, it doesn't say anything. But earlier it looked like it said hottie.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, hot
oh, hot
tips.
tips.
It's because it paused in a weird way.
I
That's what
know.
happened.
And then once the brain dump thing comes on, hit pause.
Okay. Cool. Such a cute little intro.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right.
Okay,
And
pause
then
it.
we'll pause.
There you go.
Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
So the intro is about 10 seconds. And I think if I remember correctly, I have to go back in and check, but I think there's 10 seconds between each thing. Like once the buzzer goes, there's 10 seconds before the next one comes on, something like that.
Mm, this has fit my vibe.
Yes, it really does.
I had this cup forever, but I only recently found it and I've been just living.
Wow. Yeah, you really are.
All right, so I'm gonna double check real quick. I want to see out of curiosity what this looks like. It's still doing the thing. Okay, that's fine.
It's still doing what thing?
It always does this thing where it doesn't show the Zoom window as you have it. It just shows the speaker view in the top corner. So,
Oh, hang on, I'm refreshing. Let's see what mine looks like.
so there's only one of us in the corner.
Yeah, I know. That's fine though.
Yeah, I know.
Whoever the speaker is. I wish it was both.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. I just was curious if it would be different if I had
Yeah.
the thing over here, but it doesn't matter. Okay.
The screen thing share looks so much better on your side. You
Oh.
can't see all the controls and the stuff.
Oh, probably because I can share the whole screen and not just a
Yeah.
window.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can do something like this in the future.
Yeah.
This is a game changer. This little cam that was on sale for like $8 is
Yeah.
changing everything.
It is changing. It's all happening.
It's all happening. All right. So now we will go ahead and I just closed out of the facilitator doc, so that's fun.
Well, that's super. I'm gonna put the links in the chat.
Oh yes, thank you for that.
Mhm.
So in our chaos, this is the Clear Start Sunday service. We do this every Sunday, usually with some kind of complication in the beginning that sometimes makes us late, but we're always here, and that's important. So we're an ADHD friendly, and usually that means neurodivergent specific. So even if it's not ADHD friendly, it's meant for different brains. Planning meeting to kind of help you create like a clear weekly plan so you can commit your next steps. We use visual tools. We try to keep a supportive vibe, and it provides like a sense of real structure. So we want to practice mastery through consistency, which is a huge deal for neurodivergent people. And that's also why we come even when we're having frustrations, even when we're late. We always try to be here every week with very few exceptions. Um, So what we'll build time management skills. We want to prevent burnout and build recovery tools. We want to create realistic, doable plans, kind of have on-time energy, which even if we're not on time, that's a different thing, is when we do everything we can to make up for that. And also, we have the intention set to be on time. So when something goes up, we also give ourselves forgiveness. Um, so that we can continue on and not get tied up on that. And that's pretty much what our theme has been lately is we always seem to be late because something always goes wrong, but we still show up, we're doing the thing, and we're not shaming ourselves for it.
Yeah. And like it's ironic because part of coming to this meeting is to become an on-time person.
But
But
on time is
also,
in quotes.
I was gonna
So,
say, and also this is on time still.
hmm
What time is
it,
it? Like 10:30 or something? That's
16, yeah.
that can still be considered on time.
And we also want to practice delegation strategies and just create space to enjoy our week. So we're not just stressing about everything we're forgetting. So we want to do a little. So basically, what we'll do, we'll start off with just like a little catch up. How was the week and gratitude, things like that. Then we want to set our intentions. We want to plan the week, and then we want to leave feeling better and ready for the week. I like to think of it as we do it in 4 steps. Um, we do our brain dump, which I like to think of as focusing on the current. And then we do our reflective questions, which focuses on the past week. And then we do our top 20, which focuses on the next week. And the calendar kind of solidifies everything. So the 4 sections that we'll do kind of go in that order, and we take different amounts of time for each of them. So I don't know if we want to do intros. My name is Scarlett. I am in the general Midwest, and I am not sure what I want to share today.
A
I will
meat
say I
person.
identify as gray ace and pan.
Beautiful. And I'm Michelle. I don't know how I fucked the Zoom thing up and I okay, never mind, I figured it out. I'm in the general Brooklyn area and I am struggling with time management lately because my watch broke and I
Hmm.
haven't gotten a new one. Um, I love it and hate it at the same time. Like it's also fine that I don't have it because my brain is really trained on time and the things that I have to do now. When I
Hmm.
miss it is when I'm at work and I need to glance at the arm to see where in the hour I am visually.
Hmm.
Um, because it's not about what time it is for me. It's like how much time in an hour. Where are we in time?
Hmm.
So that's what I really miss about it. I don't really give a shit what time it is because I know if whatever I'm working on, how long that's gonna take. I know if an hour goes by or if 2 hours goes by, but sometimes I don't know where in the hour I am
Hmm.
because when I'm in a mode or like a flow state, 5 minutes can feel like 55 minutes. So if I glance at the thing, I'm like, oh, it's only been 5 minutes. I can get, if I, at this speed, I can get so much done or whatever. Or like when 55 minutes feels like 5 minutes
Hmm.
and you're like, oh shit, that took me forever.
Time blindness is huge.
Hmm.
Like ADHD and other neurodivergent things. And it's one of the reasons that like when I got on Ritalin, that was the thing that blew my mind. Is I was like, I had no idea how bad this was. It really
Hmm.
made me think about the fact that like when I see a time on a clock, that's what time it is in my head for extended periods of time. So I'll be like, oh, I've got plenty of time. Last time I looked at the clock, it was like 9:20, so it's probably like 9:30 now. Or I'll even sometimes, depending on how in it I am, I'll be like, oh, it's only 9:20. And then an hour later, I'll be like, it's only 9:20. I've got plenty of time. And it's like, obviously time has passed, but my brain is like, the last time I looked at the clock, that's what time it is still.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's really, really worse when I'm off my Ritalin. And
Mm.
And sometimes it works in the opposite way where the day will drag on, but that will depend on like what I'm working on. And that's kind of normal, I think, for a lot of people where the day can drag on if you're doing something that doesn't occupy your brain as much. But
Mm-hmm.
when you have ADHD, it is so common for, I mean, that time blindness is real. And I never fully understood it, let alone that I had it until I started medicating. I'm like, oh, this is different. This is
Mm.
very different.
Yeah, it must regulate your brain somehow. How does it work? Medicine is so strange, man.
It really is.
I mean, I use
Um,
weed to medicate it, and that just slows everything down so I can like um one, chill out and like not panic about time, but two, also I don't know, it makes it so that I can focus on like one thing at a time instead of doing three at a time. But I
mhm,
can also use it to do three things at once and not get confused. Like I do it when I'm cooking.
mhm,
I might smoke before I cook, and then I'm like, all right, well, I know that I'm making these three things. I'm gonna meal prep this, I'm gonna bake this thing that I'm not eating right away, and I'm gonna cook dinner at the same time. And then
mhm.
there's no like order of operations. It's just like if I see the thing, and then there's just like a whole process. And sometimes if I'm not medicated, it can stress me out, or I'm spilling stuff, or if I'm not
Mhm.
doing things the way I want to, I get mad at myself. So it kind of de-escalates everything down to a level of like, all right, we're doing this shit.
Like a baseline. Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes it more enjoyable, if especially if it's something that I don't want to do. I'm like, you know
Hmm.
what? If I just let her rip,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
art now.
finding that I need to trick my brain and stuff. So like
Hmm.
for example, I've been in period mode lately. That sounds different than what I mean. I don't mean like biological. I mean like period time,
Mm.
where I've been like really immersed into previous times and like with the books I'm reading and the shows that I'm watching and the atmospheres and my little tea sets. And
Hmm.
the way that I have been tricking myself into being more productive and things like that is when I'm tempted to slide into a less disciplined state of being. I imagine that I am a lady of that time period and I have certain responsibilities. I have to hold my head high, I have to straighten my back a little bit, have a certain level, like a certain air about me, and like a duty, and not have it be like a crushing duty, but it's like a sense of purpose, more or less. And I'll put on my Seattle-based radio station that is like a classical
Wow.
station, and it also reminds me of my days at college that I just loved. And it was like an old classic college, and I studied music in a traditional way. So lots of good vibes there.
Wild.
But yeah, it
You're
doesn't,
channeling.
yeah, hardcore channeling. And it's not always working. Like there have been rough days where, especially if there's physical pain, where I still struggle to get like going. Or it's been super stressful with outside factors that my brain is so focused on like overcoming those stressors that there's not really room for the channeling and the tricking and everything like that because it's focusing on one thing that is very, very important, and that is recovery.
Hmm.
Which is also something that I learned from meetings with you
Yeah.
in our unmask. And I'm like, okay,
Isn't
so
that
I'm
wild,
not
man?
able, it is so wild. Like I'm not able to do this, but I know why I'm not able to do that. And I know that I'll come back around to it. And there's no shame here. I just need to take the
Hmm.
time that I need to take. And then I'll come back and I'll be my lady. Um, and I'll get some shit done. And it's helpful. I'll be standing taller. I also there's a Ren fair coming up and I am making my own costume. All I have is the corset piece that I got years ago.
Hmm.
And I found that when I was trying on the corset to look for like fabrics I can use to make a skirt, that I like stood taller and felt like different. And I'm like, okay, all right.
You're fucking shape shifting, you bitch.
I know it's so wild. And
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm really just going into a different time and it's helpful for me. I overheard someone say years ago, like when they don't want to do the dishes, they just imagine themselves being a kitchen wench.
Oh, that's
And that helped
good.
them. And I'm like, I don't know if I relate to the kitchen wench because I don't feel like that doesn't relate to me as much, like a
Yeah, but like
body
whatever your
busty
version of it
woman.
is. Like
My version, I think, is like a reserved lady with a sense of duty. And I don't know, I vibe with it and I love it. And
I
I'm,
think I think mine is my grandma. Like sometimes when she just was very like she knew how to work a kitchen, and
mm,
she really, really loved it.
mm-hmm,
I loved being in the kitchen with her, and she used to do this little weird whistle, like it wasn't like a whistle, but she would just always do that, and that's when you know she was in a flow state. So
mm,
like when I'm like cooking three things at once, I'm like, all right, well, what would Graham be like doing this? She would fucking enjoy the shit out of it.
oh my God.
She would whistle, So
I love that.
channeling is very helpful
I
to
always feel like
manipulate
I'm
ourselves.
channeling her whenever I'm making meals out of stuff that we have that
Mhm.
wasn't bought with the express purpose of this meal. Whenever I'm scrounging and getting creative, I always think of my grandma too. I'm like, she'd be so proud.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's great when we can channel those people, especially people in our lives that represent like resilience and, creativity in difficult times. And it's like, well, she's been through a lot. I can handle this and I can do it with grace. I imagine it might be similar with Gran
yeah,
and how it's like, aspire to be the best parts of them. So that's awesome.
yeah. And I think that that is huge with neurodivergency. Like we have many different like roles that we have to separate so we can play them. That's kind of like what it's like for me anyway. So I'm
Hmm.
like, what is my hat? What is my role? Then I can easily choose. And sometimes I have multiple references. Like if I'm on a bike ride, all of my brothers ride bikes and they all do it a little different. I've learned different things from them. So depending on what my trek is, I can channel any one of them at any time and act just like them.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I don't have to like train for a million years to get my own techniques. I can just pluck ones, try them out, and then evolve them for myself. And
Mm.
that's what the practice is, baby.
So that's our takeaway from this week's meeting is focusing on channeling and
Mhm.
tricking our brains as needed for neurodivergency and things like that. I love this trend, how just organically these past few meetings we've come up with a takeaway. What was our
I
one
know.
last
Well,
week?
everything relates to neurodivergency. So like it
Yeah.
all goes back to the way that you think and whatnot. And there's always some sort of world life minute by minute
Hmm.
challenge that's like different for us.
Especially since it seems like lately you and I have been like at different times. One of us will have been working on something the previous week, while the other might have been struggling a little bit and just trying to get through it. So we can
Hmm.
kind of help each other with like, well, this is what I've been working on if you want to try it. And then it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense because this is something that I relate to here.
Hmm.
Um, that seems to also have been a trend in the last few meetings. We might want to see
Yeah,
if we can try to come up with at the end of it, like what was our takeaway from just talking in the beginning.
that's good. I started, I don't know if you noticed in the facilitator doc, but I have a description deep brief button. Where when you
Yes.
click it, it puts the date, and I've been doing notes or trying to.
Mm,
Um, and Notion has that new feature, their AI feature where they transcribe a meeting. I wouldn't want to do it for Sunday service because it would be either long or short. I don't really know. But
hmm.
so I've just been trying to do that, and that would be helpful. Yeah, we should
Right.
do that. There was something else I was gonna say to you. Oh, I think that being in community with you is helpful for my ADHD. You know what I mean? Because being able to riff off each other like that is helpful. I always know that every Sunday or most Sundays I'll be able to be like, where are we in the fucking world?
That is
You
so
know?
real. I've been feeling that way too sometimes, where it's like I'll have a week and it's like dude, I have so much to do and I have so much to process. And it's like I don't even know where to start. But then I know that on Sunday I'm gonna have to start to some degree. And it's
Yep.
like knowing that it's kind of low pressure, but that we're still like kind of keeping each other accountable. And it's the accountability that's huge. And being here with you and knowing that I need to discuss something, it makes me think like, well, what do I have to say about this past week? Like it has me think more about it, which is something, of course, you know that I struggle with.
Hmm.
So,
It helps with the time thing too. Like the
mhm,
time blindness, knowing how long or how short a week is. Like remember
mhm,
last week we were like how it was just Sunday like 5 minutes
yeah,
ago.
it's still doing that. These weeks are still going by so
Yeah.
fast.
I think
So
it's a sign of like less stress. I think it's a sign of being more present
hmm,
because we're in that timeline and it goes pretty fast. Like where people are, like it goes really fast. So getting into a flow and that rhythm, um, I think that's where aging comes from.
hmm, very
Greatest,
interesting.
greatest, yeah.
I've also been,
Matrix, man.
this is sort of random, but I've also been noticing like little aging bits about me, like physical aging, and it's not been as devastating as I would think because like I noticed little veining in my feet, and I'm like, am I already entering my grandma era? Like because I decided a while ago, I'm like, I would be okay with skipping the middle age part and just going straight into a
To
quaint little
grandma.
grandma. I want to be a cute grandma. I mean, I may not
I
ever
think
have
you could do
kids.
that right now for sure. Just with your lifestyle, like who you are practicing to be.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could easily get like a bun, like a wig, a gray wig with a bun, and you could turn into a retired librarian in no time.
Oh my gosh. That
Yeah,
sounds so
right?
cute. See, I just want to be a cute little grandma
You
and
are a cute little grandma.
I may not even ever have like kids, let alone grandkids, but I still want to like
Mhm.
I'm in the adorkable aunt is my identity,
Mhm.
but part of me sees like little bits of aging and like my forearms with my little bracelets on it and I'm like that
Mhm.
reminds me of my grandma. And that would probably freak me out if I weren't in a different mindset where it's like accepting it, like all right, I'm on my way. So
Hmm.
that's just an interesting little quirky thing.
Aging thing. Yeah, my thing is I love aging because I just get smarter and hotter every single day and year. So
Hmm,
I don't like when I look back at like teen me and 20s and 30s me, I'm like, yeah, I was okay here, I was okay there, but like no, it just keeps getting better. Hits keep on coming.
absolutely. It's that
And
way
not
with
to
my
say that
relationship.
things get better because things get to shit for sure. But like my body and my spirit and my soul and all of that shit just gets better.
Hmm. My body and I go round and round sometimes, the older I get, but I'm trying to be like, it's not visible, it's internal that me and my body go round and round. Like the limitations there that get frustrating, but I try to give it grace and we have talks. My body and I have talks about that. And so that part I don't look forward to with aging, but I understand that it's part of it. But definitely socially, especially like with my relationship, that's my biggest point to look back and be like, holy crap,
Mm.
night and day. We could never. And it's the growth over the years that it's like sometimes it's like maybe I want to go back to a different time where I'm on that gorgeous campus that brought me so much joy, even in the most stressful time in my life. But then I'm like, but there were parts that were really stressful that, like in my relationship, that were not super healthy because we were still learning. And
Well, what elements can you pick from there? Because that's what channeling is good for also. So like going back to that time you really missed, be like, okay, I actually don't want that time, but what did I love about it? And how can I put that into like now's thing? And for me, sometimes that's why I started riding a bike. I was like, what did I love about when I lived here, this one apartment so much? And I was like, oh, I had a fucking bike and I could ride around the city anytime I goddamn wanted to. And I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I need to do that.
Yeah. For me, the things I loved the most were the campus, just gorgeous. Some of the people, the professors, those are things that I can't necessarily recreate.
Well, environment. So yeah, things that are there books that inspired that your professor inspired you with? You could start a little library. You're already like your home is now Downton Abbey. So like you're just changing your environment so that it inspires you in those ways. You know, maybe you see a desk or like a desk chair or like a fucking couch or something on the street that some old lady died and put it there on the street and it's pretty much new because she never used it and now that's your new couch that looks like it belongs in that college.
I did recently have a little burst of inspiration because the biggest thing for me that represents my old life is choir. And because that was my whole future was going to be a collegiate choral director. And I had that mapped out for years before everything flipped and I had to redesign everything. Um, but I looked into and found out that there are audition chamber choirs in the area. So I'm like, maybe that's something that I work towards because I loved being able to, like, I still sing every day just around the house. And
Mm,
I would love the idea of being able to work on a piece and then be around other people that have the same care for it. And their auditions, so it would be people that do care. It's not just like high school kids trying to get an arts credit and they don't really care. It would be people like they take time out of their adult life to come to this and sing. And they had to audition to get here. And then there's part of me that gets nervous because I'm very, 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 very rusty. But there's another part of me that really misses the choir environment, the choral
mm,
environment. And that was probably my favorite part was just being around people that shared my passion. And I also miss the practice rooms where I could go in and play piano. And maybe I'll work towards getting a new piano.
hmm
But that's
Also, by the way, pianos are fucking free on Craigslist. Like, so my aunt tried to get rid of her piano and to sell it, and it's like an old piano. It's not like that special or anything, but it's like been around, and nobody will take the fucking piano for free even. So like,
wow.
there are free pianos.
Those are things that I had been thinking about in the past few weeks.
Hmm.
I put it away in a back box. So I wasn't thinking about it this week, but it is something that was there. So maybe
Oh,
that
you
will be
have to
my way
see.
of
And
recreating it.
ideally for you, it would be a piano where someone wants to get rid of it so desperately that they deliver it directly to you for free.
That would be pretty cool.
All right, cool. That's the deal.
All right, I'll keep an eye out, and if I see something, that will be my sign, like maybe it's
Hmm.
time.
Cool. All
All
right.
right, well, we procrastinated enough,
Well,
but it
100
was
minutes
worth it
later,
while.
we're an hour in. Oh no, maybe not.
In our defense, we did start late.
We're
So,
38 minutes in. Yeah, that's true.
all right, so we've got our first step here is our brain dump. We take 20 minutes, and we just kind of take whatever's taking up space in our mind and we vomit it out onto, oh, huskies are passing. Sorry. I love it when they walk the huskies nearby my window.
Oh,
Um, I'm sorry. I always have to stop for ducks.
all right.
Okay, so we take 20 minutes for brain dump. We take whatever taking up space and we put it on paper or screen, whatever, whether we're typing or writing. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just about clearing out whatever's there currently. So it can be lists, it can be in the form of paragraphs, it can be a little of both. Um, and so basically, the purpose of this is to reduce stress. We want to bring focus and clarity. We want to declutter our mind and promote organization and productivity and leave space for creativity. So we'll take 20 minutes for that, and then we will move forward to the next section, which will be more about reflecting on the past week.
Okay.
So we'll go on mute and we'll come back in 20.
All right, sounds good. Hey, did you hear the timer go off by chance?
No, I still show 8 minutes.
This is reflective questions.
Oh, no, I did not hear the timer go off.
Oh,
That's really weird.
interesting.
Huh,
Is it muted?
doesn't look like it. It played earlier.
Go back a couple minutes. It shouldn't be that far back. It should only be back like 2 minutes.
I'll take a minute.
Brain down.
Now it's playing. How interesting.
Maybe your brain tuned it out. Maybe it just heard the little noise
Maybe.
and your brain was like, yep, this is fine and normal.
That's super weird. Okay, well, that's over 20 minutes.
22 minutes only, right?
Yeah.
Well, I
Ha-
looked at it was at 2 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, let me keep going. Then I looked and it said 8, and I was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, my bad. Well, how are we feeling about it?
pretty good. I decided this week I'm um focusing on education. I have some education shit that I want to wrap up
Nice.
and begin. Like I have a lot.
Mm.
And I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know this week if I'm gonna continue to volunteer for the loft or not.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not looking
okay.
good.
Oh, so
It's a
probably not
terrible, terrible
anymore.
organization. It's not a
From what
safe
I,
place for queer people. It's just not currently.
oof, that's too bad. I know it
Mhm.
really started with, you know, with great expectation.
Yeah, but even since the beginning, there's not been, I don't know, just the loft leadership is complete trash currently.
Jeez.
So, what about you?
Well, I was pretty productive yesterday, so I didn't have as many things on my mind as I would have. So I talked a bit about um like what I was feeling and um letting myself be kind of proud of what I did. And also my human is on call, so I'm not seeing them as much. So I talked a
Mhm.
little bit about that. And I'm redirecting that energy into productivity. Um, so yeah, and then I listed some things that I do still want to have done, but it's not nearly as overwhelming because of what I got done yesterday while they were out working. So,
Beautiful.
um,
Okay.
yeah. So let's move on to reflective questions. We've kind of done a little bit of reflective, but basically what we'll do here is we'll ask ourselves questions about the last week. So we'll ask, how was the week? How did I perform in my various roles as an adult? Did I achieve the goals that I set for myself? We want to ask, pardon me, uh, we want to list out things that we consider successes, things we consider failures. We like to call them victories and almost, and we don't want to shame ourselves for things that we weren't able to get around to because we mostly want to focus on a memory exercise and then planning. And then we want to ask ourselves, what could we do differently? And is there anything that we want to follow up on? So this is kind of where we transition from past to future. And we'll take 10 minutes for that. We'll go on mute and we will come back and hopefully I will hear the timer.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, I heard it this time.
Oh, you did. Good.
And I accidentally paused it at one point, so got a little bit more than a minute left when we had a minute left. That minute lasted more than 1 minute. But I caught it and unpaused it. So we just got extra time. That's fine.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, like I went over to see if there was a way to adjust what it was playing out of in case it wasn't playing in my headphones, and I
Mm-hmm.
accidentally paused it when it had a minute left.
Mm.
So it was on a minute for a while, and I'm like, man, am I crazy or is this a long minute? And then I went and I saw that it was paused. So,
Okay. Well, that will happen.
okay,
Pretty
so
sure that
we are
happened to me last
now
time.
probably we are at top 20 now. Um, and this is where we will reference our reflective questions and our brain dump, and we will pull out up to 20 items um, that we want to focus on this week. We do not want, it does not have to be exactly 20 items. The main purpose of it is to practice delegating and practice prioritizing things that, um, are more important over things that seem important, but the more we think about it, they can, you know, be left out this week so that we can make it more doable and practical. So we'll take 20 minutes for that, and then we will come back and start adding things to our calendar.
Okay. Thank you.
right, that is our top 20.
Beautiful. I'm doing good over here. How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I remembered some things that are important and was able to squeeze that in there.
Beautiful.
So we move on to our last section where we take the things from our top 20 and we plug them into our calendar. So we kind of hold ourselves accountable. And we take, I believe it's 10 minutes for this, but we also want to account for things like weather um, and time blocks. I'm waiting for this to change. Um, Weather and time blocks, and we want to give ourselves chances to um, breathe and stretch as needed. Things like pet care, meals, self-care, and non-committals where we don't plan to do anything, so things can be left open. And like I said, we'll want to care for weather as well. So we'll take 10 minutes for that, and then we will come back.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty. That is our that is our timer.
We did it.
We did it.
I was able to I'm doing some Notion reorganization
Oh yeah?
because I'm integrating, yeah, like for example, I need to be able to tell oh shit, I need to be able to tell the days, like you know how there's like the how you put the top 20 in the calendar
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I need the days to be a different color because I can't distinguish them from the line items,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the weather I have in blue, but the whole other thing is still white.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. I just have like a different setup. Like I have my chores that I do on those specific days
Mm-hmm.
um in there now, which wasn't before.
So you're really doing the thing. You're adjusting it to your needs as we develop them.
Yeah, because I want it to look easy when I recall it in my brain.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important. Um, I've done something similar. Like I make small tweaks to it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And assume in like every once in a blue moon, I'll probably do closer to an overhaul just as we continue to see what works and doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So always fluctuating. That's why it's important to keep it open when we go through these steps because sometimes you also may not even have access to a digital template. So as
Also
long as
that,
we practice the general idea, then someone can do Notion, they can do a notebook, they can do a combination.
yeah. I think that's my main thing too, is I want to be able to access the information without coming into Notion, and I can do that by using my you want to stop your screen share, by the way?
Oh, yeah,
I can do that by using my visual memory. So it just have to, I can just memorize what it looks like, and then I know what it says when I can analyze the data.
for sure. That's huge.
Are
Oh,
you weak looking?
not too bad. I feel better about it as usual. I remembered that I made some chicken salad yesterday, so
Yeah.
I've got an intentional and healthy-ish lunch planned for the week. So that's helpful because I made it in a kind of a batch and we have bread and stuff. So
That's
I'm
what I do
excited.
also with salads. I also always have either mac salad or potato salad on hand because it's such a meal and it's
Hmm.
delicious. And when I don't want to eat, I can just fucking have some spoonfuls of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had tuna salad before because I found a couple cans of tuna. I didn't have any more tuna, and then I found this 3-pack of canned chicken, and I'm like, I mean, that's basically the same, right? So I just followed the same thing that I would have made with tuna salad
Hmm.
and but with chicken. And it's not quite the same, but it's good
Very
enough.
similar.
It's
Yeah.
good enough for my purposes. It gives me protein and it is a medium to deliver other veggies.
Yeah.
I've got some
Spices,
celery,
such.
some fresh garlic. We've got green onion that we've been growing. Every time we get green onion, we chop off the bulbs and just put it in a shot glass and put it in the window with some water.
Mhm.
And then we end up like that stuff grows so fast.
It does grow fast. I love that method. I used to do that in my last kitchen. I just always had a jar of green onions growing and cutting and growing and cutting.
Yeah, it's super, super easy
Hmm.
and hard to mess up. So
Hmm.
that's what we've been doing. And so we've just had like a steady stream of green onions. So I put some of that in there. And then there's this purple onion, this red onion that I've been like milking. I just take a ring off of it and then chop it in tiny pieces and it stretches so far.
Yeah.
So
I do that with
I
purple
love it.
onions too, actually. I don't take a ring off though. I just do like a slice.
Yeah, I did one slice and I let my human make salsa with most of it. And I'm like, just leave me one slice. And then I take a ring off of that slice. So it's lasting forever. And I just love the color. I
Yeah.
love colorful food. So I've got the red onion and then I've got the green onion,
Mhm.
and then the celery. And then I've got some leaf lettuce that I use for the sandwich. And then, of course, wheat bread because I can't eat white bread anymore. Um,
Mhm.
Not for a medical thing. I just can't bring myself to do it. I'm broken. I've been spoiled by wheat bread for so long that now I eat white bread and I'm like,
You're like, what
there's
is this?
nothing here. There's
Yeah,
nothing. It's so flimsy.
I
I'm
know.
used to the oomph in wheat bread.
Wheat bread.
Mm-hmm.
We're sourdough people. We buy,
Oh,
it's called Bread Alone. I think it's a Brooklyn company. I'm not sure.
mm,
They're at the public market every week. Anyway, they make a good half loaf. They sell at the grocery store, local grocery store. Keep it in the
sourdough is so
fridge.
good. If
Yeah, and
we
like
go to
one slice is
Hy-Vee,
like this
then
big, so you just like need one slice.
yeah.
Having a peanut butter toast with that, like salted, this is a good
Mm.
breakfast.
My favorite involved breakfast is usually, I used to have this almost every day and I might start it up again, but it would be a toast. I didn't usually have the big loaf of bread, but I do appreciate a sourdough once in a while, especially a garlicky one. But
Mhm.
I take a toast and then I put almond butter on it. And then I have this trilogy mix of chia, flax, and another seed, and they're all mixed together. And I sprinkle that on there. And then I have unsalted shelled sunflower seeds, and I sprinkle those on there. And then I would have sliced banana, and I put that on there.
Mm.
And it that would be like my power toast, and
Sour
I
toast.
loved it. I didn't call it that. I just came up with that on the spot, but that
That's
would be my toast that I had
amazing.
every morning. Um, I loved it. And we also replaced all of our oils with a while ago avocado oil. We accidentally had 3 bottles because we would go to the store and back when we could afford it, and it was like, do we have avocado oil? I don't think we have avocado oil. And we get another bottle. And then it's like we find 2 other bottles buried in the back. And it's like, oh. So we have a stash of avocado oil and now we just replace all of our oils with that. So that adds a bit of healthy fat to the diet as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have weird canola oil taste to it.
Yeah.
So that's just a nice little
I'm extra
replacement.
virgin olive oil or I don't use coconut oil for cooking, but I
Mhm.
have used it for baking.
Oh, okay.
Making banana bread with coconut oil is really delicious. I've
Oh
learned that
my.
you're not supposed to eat, you shouldn't eat coconut oil, but I don't really abide by that. I put it all over my skin and my body,
I did
but
know that.
it has a high smoke point, so cooking with it was nice, but there's been reviews that cooking with it isn't good for us. Don't know.
Well, lots of stuff isn't good for us, but
Yeah,
we'll
they say that
see.
about seed oils too. Not nut oils, but seed
Like
oils.
sunflower oils.
Yeah,
Interesting. I haven't heard that. I thought sunflower seed oil was good for you, but who knows?
I don't know.
Well, so we've got our week planned ahead, and I guess we will circle back next week and see how it goes for us.
All right,
And our
man.
takeaway is to channel and trick our brains.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. And thank you for facilitating doing all the things. You're an angel.
Of course, it's easier right now with my new game-changing camera.
And I really
So
believe you're like in that setting.
I know I love it. I just love looking up and I'm like, because when I first watched the show, I'm like, that room, my heart lives in that room. I want that room. I
Oh,
just give
wow.
me more scenes in that room. So it's just the simple things. I just love
Yeah,
everything about it.
amazing. All right.
All
Well,
right.
have a good week and I'll see you next, unless I talk to you sooner.